Tales to be Told in the Dark, episode 15. I've actually got the number right. It's been 12 days or more since I made the last one. I was listening back to what is number 14, and the Saturday that was referring to was actually the 19th as I record this. 14 has not been made public, but that will be by the time you've heard this, obviously. It's a big thing. It's probably the biggest thing that stands in your way. It's called doubt. It's very limiting. But let's break it down. It consists of 4 parts, because you're in 4 parts. You're in a physical body, you're in an etheric body, you're in an astral body, and you have the I organisation, to use the Rudolf Steiner terminology, which is pretty good. If you've not heard any of Rudolf Steiner's lectures, some of them can be quite lengthy. They can be 11 hours long. There's some beautiful titles like From Crystals to Crocodiles and such like, but very perceptive. Wouldn't do you any harm to listen to them in stages. Anything like that, I feel, can be an enormous benefit. So doubt, let's break it down into those 4 parts. We went off on a tangent there, or a cosine. It's all trigonometry at the end of the day. We'll be talking about pairs of triangles before long anyway. Some of the more astute might already know from that what I'm referring to. That's a big part of it, but it comes down to labels, and the picture becomes very apparent that a lot of these labels have been misappropriated and usurped anyway. So the 4 parts, where did we get to? I've completely lost my train of thought now, but that's the way it goes. It'll come back in a minute. This is where we don't force anything, we just let it come. It's what I've referred to as keeping the runway clear, keeping the conscious mind uncluttered. That sort of birth from above for the dove to land, or the plane, or whatever you want to conceptualize it as, to land in that central runway between the 2 hemispheres of the brain. That's the divine intuition. You notice you've got divine. It's got in it, and it so has intuition. Anyway, here we go. We're back to the 4 parts of doubt. That was it. So the first part is do, and of course the next one is you. It's actually doubt is actually a question. Do you be? And the last one, the T. Do you be T? The T is the capital I, expressed at its highest level. In other words, it's a pictogram expression to say your higher self. So do you be your higher self? Do you believe in your higher self? Do you feel your higher self? Are you in contact with your higher self? It comes down to that I am that I am, and when you know the I am that is in you, that's doubt out the window. Because you don't have doubt. Now you do be the higher self, you do be the T. In other words, you know that you are the creator. You know that you are the creator in an individualized form. Ultimately, let's use a film analogy here. let's take Predator. It's Predator versus Alien. It's the one with the exploration on the Antarctic, and they end up in this sort of web underneath a pyramid. And the way that story goes, it gives you gives the whole meaning of human resources to take on a whole new level. They become the hosts for the alien to deposit the egg to gestate and burst out through the rib cage. But that's a very sort of negative, gory, reflective of something actually positive. It is all to do with the heart and coming out from the chest. The D, that's the, if we take on the music scale A to G, well, D is right in the middle. It goes with the heart chakra. The green is the D. Hence, something I think I was just sent to a Robert Seffer talking about mystics and sorcerers, and of course you've got John D. There's no coincidences to any of these things. Where did I get to? It was to do with the 4, wasn't it? Yeah, your 4 parts. So yeah, so the doubt is in 4 parts. You're in 4 parts. When you have doubt, you also separate yourself. You're allowing that lower conscious to sort of run the show, and that doesn't go very well. Which I think most of us can relate to. We all know how to manifest the things we don't want by focusing on worry and doubt. You see how that one grows? Doubt can lead to fear. Doubt can lead to all sorts of negative polarity things. It's a doorway, actually. It's like I've jokingly, or not so much jokingly, but as I've said before, isn't it ironic that in a state of expanded consciousness there is no room for doubt or fear? And if you run with the story or the idea that God became man so man can become God, not trying to create God in the image of man, but it's all about returning to source. If you can find your way back home, you can do like Roger Hodgson suggests in the song, you take a long way home. Just a little tangent there, musically speaking. But that's one thing with this whole game. There are no shortcuts. That's something I'm going to come on to in subsequent videos. There are no shortcuts, but there is one direct route. But it does, here's the paradox, and this is why we're in a realm of duality, because even in the unseen aspect of it, the metaphysical, the esoteric, as opposed to the exoteric, we're talking about here about something that's not tangible, that you only know from experience and feeling. And it's finding your way back home ultimately, but you're looking for the best of yourself. Actually, yes, getting back to the Predator thing, see, I've gone way off tangent. But I feel it'll come back. The subconscious will prompt. Because we're walking in 2 worlds like this. Yeah, so human resources.